what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another video, and today what I got for you guys here is a pretty important topic, a video that I've been wanting to make for a little while now. Ed Boon has kind of teased what NetherRealm Studios' next game is going to be, and I wanted to speculate and talk about that with you guys. Is it going to be Injustice 3? Is it going to be Mortal Kombat 12? Is it going to be a Marvel game? Who knows? We're going to speculate about that. Before we do so though, if you're looking forward to NetherRealm's next game, regardless of what it might be, well then scroll down right now and hit that thumbs up button. Share your excitement with me. If you're new here and you want to be kept up to date on the latest and greatest in NetherRealm Studios fighting games, well I got you covered on that as well. I'll be bringing you guys videos reacting to trailers, showcasing gameplay, doing some online series episodes with whatever NetherRealm's next game is going to be, and so much more. And if that sounds good to you, then hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when a video goes live. And before we jump into today's topic, let's have a quick word from our sponsor. Alright, so today's video is sponsored by the Ridge Wallet. I mean, my last wallet is clunky, it's got a billion pockets, there's so many different things in that, but with the Ridge Wallet, it's so easy to use. Everything is in one place, and if you want to grab a card, you just pop it up and get going. It's even got a money clip on the back if you want to store some money in there, which is super convenient as well. This is the Forged Ember design. I love this design. It is so sleek, and there are a ton of different designs for you to choose from. So what are you waiting for? Go to that link in the description box below and get yourselves a Ridge wallet. And they're actually going to be hooking it up. This month marks the 9-year anniversary since the Ridge wallet was released to the wild. And because of that, they're hooking you guys up with 15% off your order when you use code Caboose at checkout. So go to that link, get yourselves a Ridge wallet, use code Caboose at checkout, and you're going to get 15% off your order. And then after March 18th, when the sale ends, it's going to go back to 10%. So no matter what, whenever you're watching this video, whenever you're seeing this promotion, you're still going to get a nice little discount when you use code Caboose at checkout. Thank you very much to the Ridge wallet for sponsoring today's video. And with that being said, enjoy the video. Okay, in case you didn't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I know I'm a little late on this, but something came up very recently that I want to talk about in regards to this topic. We'll get into it in just a moment. But a couple of weeks ago, the AIAS had inducted Ed Boon into the Hall of Fame. Very well deserved. He absolutely earned that. He is one of the titans of the video game industry, and he completely changed it forever in creating essentially the ESRB rating system for games. And well, because of this, he did an interview with Game Informer in which they kind of went over his entire career in video games and the things that he has done and the things that he's accomplished, but then also talked about what we can expect next. I will say this entire interview is amazing, and I absolutely recommend that you read it. The link's going to be in the description box below, and you absolutely should check it out. The full interview is great, but we're specifically going to focus here on what Ed Boon has said in regards to this question from Andrew Reiner, in which he asks Ed Boon, what is next for NetherRealm? And Ed Boon responds, I can say that for 10 years, we were releasing Mortal Kombat and Injustice, Mortal Kombat and Injustice. When we broke that pattern, there was a lot of speculation of what we would be doing next. I can tell you there's a reason for it, and when we announce our next game, it'll make a lot more sense. At this point, I'll get in a lot of trouble if I say anything more. Surprising, considering Ed Boon is the master of trolling the community and loves to tease these games. But what's also really interesting about this quote here is I don't think anybody was ever under the impression that that pattern was being broken. He kind of spoke with that assumption. So what happened for the last 10 years? We had Mortal Kombat 9, then Injustice Gods Among Us, then we had Mortal Kombat X, then Injustice 2, and then most recently Mortal Kombat 11. So a lot of people were speculating that the next NetherRealm game was going to be Injustice 3. It's the game that I was hoping to be their next game the most. It sounds like though that's not going to happen, unfortunately, and I'm a little bummed out. I really wanted Injustice 3 to be their next game because of how much people still enjoy to this day Injustice 2. I'd be making videos that are 5 years after the game has come out and people still watch it like crazy. They love the game, they play it a ton, and imagine what they could do if they improve on some of the issues that that game has with zoning and so on and so forth. Injustice 3 could be amazing, but it doesn't sound like that's going to be what's next. So what is next? Well, there's two pieces of pretty huge evidence, I will say, to suggest what the next NetherRealm game could be, and I think it does make a lot of sense, as Ed Boon says here in this quote during the interview. When they reveal their next game, it's gonna make a ton of sense to the fans. Key piece of evidence number 1. This year, on October 8th, it'll mark the 30th anniversary since the first Mortal Kombat game was released. That's right, we're at the 30-year anniversary for Mortal Kombat. So it does seem that that would be a perfect opportunity for NetherRealm to reveal that their next game is just another installment in the Mortal Kombat franchise with Mortal Kombat 12 that will potentially honor that 30 years and have a stacked roster of a ton of characters, something akin to Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but better, essentially. And then key piece of evidence number 2, and this is the reason why I'm making this video now and haven't made it earlier. This piece of evidence has only come out recently. The EVO lineup was revealed to us. We got to see all the games that are going to be able to be showcased at EVO 2022 later this year. It's very exciting. There's a lot of cool fighting games that are going to be on the roster. But one of the games that they're going to have a tournament for at EVO this year is Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. And that's relatively unheard of. We don't usually see NetherRealm games have a big headline tournament at EVO 3 years after its release. So pairing that with the fact that this year marks the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, and well, EVO 2022, during that MK11 Ultimate tournament, we might end up seeing a reveal for NetherRealm's next game, and I'd like to think that it's gonna be Mortal Kombat 12. My tinfoil hat theory that's really out there and I don't think is likely in any way, but I think would be really cool in my personal opinion, would be that the next game be Mortal Kombat vs. DC 2. And hear me out before you type your angry comment, okay? Listen, of course, I'm not blind to the fact that Mortal Kombat vs. DC, the first game, is not good even in the slightest. It's got so many issues, it is a completely unpolished game, and it's got the weirdest storyline of all time. But since then, DC, the company, and their comics and their media in general has gotten a lot more mature. I mean, look at something like The Batman as a most recent example. That film, while being PG-13, is pretty adult. Then you have something like the Joker movie, which was rated R, the Titans TV show, which I don't think is very great, but still rated R, and a lot of their comics have that rated R flavor in there as well. One of the biggest things holding the first Mortal Kombat vs. DC game back was the fact that they didn't want characters like Superman or Batman or the Flash getting killed off by any of the fatalities, so they had cameras cutting away from the good stuff. Now that DC has gotten a lot more adult and isn't really shying away from that R rating, they could be okay with something like that happening and going into a DC versus Mortal Kombat or a Mortal Kombat versus DC 2 and doing it properly this time. The Mortal Kombat characters have fatalities and the DC characters have their super moves that you would see in something like Injustice. This would make the best of both worlds for NetherRealm's next game. They break the pattern, but they stay on course with what they've done for the last 10 years and merge those two franchises and do it right this time. I don't know. Again, tinfoil hat theory. I think that it could be really cool. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but you guys are sleeping on this idea, okay? Nevertheless, what I do think is likely, once again, is that the next game is going to be Mortal Kombat 12, and I am excited for that. For the most part, I'm looking forward to another Mortal Kombat game. I just hope that demonetization we don't get killed here on YouTube. Please, YouTube, if Mortal Kombat 12 is the next game, just go easy on us, okay? A new Mortal Kombat game could be incredible. They could go all out with this one and have it be the ultimate definitive Mortal Kombat game that people will come back to for years to come. And with that being said, now I'm going to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think this next game from NetherRealm Studios is going to be? And then also let me know what you want it to be if those answers are different. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.